It wouldn't be summer if you weren't staying inside and playing some Sonic Hedgehog video game, now would it? Today we're looking at the Summer Outfit Pack, which is a bunch of outfit model ports from Sonic Speed Simulator. Now, I don't know if Sonic Speed Simulator usually has these funky Sonic Adventure 1 era looking shoes, but they are glossy, they are shiny, and they got a delicious hot dog shape to them. I love that pretty much every character in this pack wears Hawaiian shirts, and they even got their own little bracelets with like little petals on them. It's so cute. They got like the Hawaiian necklaces and everything too. They're so chill. This is how I should be dressing, honestly, but I just love black shirts too much, so I'm just dyeing every day by choice. But Sonic is too cool and too blue. Look at the reflection in his shades. It looks like a solar eclipse with the exact shade of himself. And of course, the NPCs of Generations get all of their outfits too. Just like Shadow Generations, I appreciate it so much when these NPCs get their own stuff. Tails even has his little SA1 Workshop logo on his shirt. And arguably the best attention to detail with these outfits is the fact that they get their blob feet from the Sonic Adventure 1 summer artwork. And Tails even gets like a little water gun on his back, which I think is very fitting for his character because he loves tinkering with tools and weapons. And, you know, of course, being younger, he would love to splash people with a splash gun. And I love that the material used for his visor is completely see-through as well. That's not really a material you see utilized for actual outfits in Sonic Generations. It's really nice to see that in this engine. And if we talk to him, he's got some custom dialogue from a mod that I'm creating, but you can also see him in action with the full outfit. The really cool thing about how other characters are utilized in Sonic Generations is that you get to see them for pretty much the whole game doing a variety of things, like this mission right here where you get to race Tails in Green Hill. It's awesome. No other 3D Sonic game really does this where they incorporate the other characters directly in the gameplay. You can freeze with the free cam at any time you want and just analyze what they're doing. It feels like they're truly here again. One of my favorite parts of a mod called Sonic Forces Reimagined is how they get the Chaotix to follow behind you mid-level because it follows like what they're doing in the story. So it's really cool to see the NPCs in this game follow Sonic around in some of the missions and some of the zones that he revisits. Also, like, how refreshing does this look? Sonic's quills blowing through the wind, and then in the back here, just a little bit away, you see Tails quickly on his tail. And this is just such a perfect environment for me to showcase what Sonic's animations look like with this outfit. Like, there are so many, like, funny, comical outfits you can give Sonic, but this is one that feels like something he would actually wear. Like, especially living on tropical islands his whole life and everything, too. I also find that in mod showcase videos, not enough people play the side missions. They always just play the regular levels, so it's an honor to showcase my favorite part of this game, which is, of course, the missions with everybody else. Like, he even looks stunning wearing these new shoes and this Hawaiian shirt, hitting his Sonic Adventure pose. It's such a shame that Shadow Generations didn't go this route with its side missions, but look at him, bro. Like, at any point, you can pause on Sonic's homing attack animations and get something that feels entirely in character. In general, I actually feel like the level design in these two are really slept on. Like, that feels so fluid to go through, especially when you know what you're doing. And here's another sneak peek at some dialogue I wrote for Tails right after missions. "One day I'll match you, Sonic. Windy Valley was only the beginning. I'm always growing." Which is, of course, also a reference to Frontiers. And here we got Amy, which I believe this outfit is also heavily inspired from her Yuji Yukawa SA1 summertime artwork. It's not the exact same swimsuit. She's got hearts everywhere, even on her hairband. It's a really simple change, but it sets it apart from her original design in a fun way. And of course, we got the weird pink blob feet. If you're confused why they have blob feet, it's partly because of the summertime artwork, but also look at Big the cat. Some more custom dialogue with some extra animations for this outfit. Like, I just love how they each have an introductory cutscene, and they have special animations in the level. This is a really good expression for Sonic. She's just using her brute strength to throw him up. But yeah, no, it's really cute how each character has their own abilities in this game. There are so many people that probably went through this game playing the side missions without even touching the friend missions. And I feel like it makes a weird amount of sense watching Hawaiian Sonic breathe a bubble underwater. I feel like that's very fitting for this costume. And this right here is just such a good screenshot visually. It's entirely enhanced by their outfits, dude. Sonic doesn't even get a break on his summer vacation, bro. This is a really good pose for her in this outfit. That's just a really good frame in general. There's some food for you, Amy fans. In general, I also feel that when you have mastered the gimmicks in these side levels, it feels really good to speedrun in them too. Like, when you have a really good handle on how Amy's hammer works and where to use it, you can glide by certain sections in this level. And sometimes you can even skip when you need to use her, which is equally as satisfying, if you ask me. But I know at a first glance, these missions are not fun, they're weird pace breakers, but like, dude, like, I love the levels where you have to use Knuckles, for example, like, obviously, like, I just love an excuse to hear my boy in level, in game, especially when it's a competition with Sonic too, not just him explicitly helping Sonic. That area right there where she has to, like, hammer you up and then you boost into the orange rings, that feels so good, trust me, dog. Like, if you are bored of speedrunning regular levels in this game, try ILs for the side missions. And I find that this mission is a lot more fitting for Amy and Sonic's dynamic than the classic Sonic mission, because it's like, she wants to help out, but she's such an unintentional, overwhelming force. And of course, here we are with the big Schnuckles. Now, every time Knuckles gets an alternate costume, his sense of fashion is really wonky because it's trying to, like, appeal to his colors. These sandals are really interesting because they look very similar to his actual shoes at a glance, but yeah, again, they're sandals. You can see his blob feet. He's got a really pretty Hawaiian shirt that actually has grapes on it, I believe. And, of course, his visor is very similar to Sonic Riders, which are also grape-colored. His big gloves look hefty, they look like boxing gloves even, and they got like a spiked bracelet. And his Hawaiian shirt looks huge compared to like Sonic's even. I wouldn't be surprised if he had like ripped sleeves. Here are some of his dialogue animations with his brand new outfit, as well as some more custom dialogue.
I'll handle the treasure hunting.
Dude, he just looks so good when he smirks on that frame. That's such a good pose for him, such a fluid animation. You know we're gonna be glazing this mission all day long, and quite frankly, I'm surprised I haven't done a video with this mission earlier. This one is actually a really cool mission to me, because his treasure hunting mechanic is obviously from Sonic Adventure 2. God damn, you look fierce, boy. Chill out, it's just summer vacation, dog. We're just looking for treasure. On your island, mind you, you living metal detector. But like every little pose he has, every simple animation in this is just so satisfying to me as a Knuckles fan. Because it showcases a little bit more of what these characters are about, rather than just like running through levels. It's awesome. I love when he digs up in his like drill attack animation from Sonic Adventure 2. He's so cool. And yeah, I have Knuckles bias, but I think the distribution of colors on this outfit works for him especially well. Like, dude, the purple visor glasses with the green Hawaiian shirt, like, that's always screenshot worthy. I feel like the color distribution just works so well for Knuckles because he's always associated with like 3 different colors, whereas like Tails, for example, he just largely has like yellow, white, and blue. The branching paths on this level are really funny to think about. Like, why do you have these lasers and all these random, like, floating platforms that are just, like, activated as soon as you get close to them? I'm starting to think that the ancient echidnas didn't have a very good sense of level design, bro. What were they cooking? It's also kind of fitting to me, too, I think, that Shadow Generations doesn't really have missions like this, as cool as it would be. Like, look at these 2 boys right here, dude. That's Sonic and Knuckles from the Genesis. These are the guys that ruined Sonic 3's release at McDonald's because they had too much aura together. Okay, it's fitting that Sonic has missions with his friends because Shadow is kind of a lone wolf. Bro don't like social interaction, he doesn't like accepting help. I would prefer missions like this in the Next Frontier styled game over like the random mini-games like Herding Cocos and Ikaruga. Moving on, we have Cream at Speed Highway, but I love this short hop animation from Sonic, I always have. Look how sick and confident he looks. And here is Cream. She has some of the best idle animations, I think, out of the hub characters. Look at her cheering us on with cheese as well. It's a double pack. Got the blob feet, of course, with the little flowers on her sandals. Cream outfits are always the most adorable because she's just so proper and cutesy. Oh my god, cheese. And like, look at all the different poses she has while in the middle of dialogue, too. I gotta say, Cream's mission has got to be an all-time favorite of mine in Generations, because she's one of the few characters that, like, hovers around you the entire time and, like, actively joins in on the fun that Sonic is doing throughout the level gimmicks. Like, right here, when you trick off of the ramp, she also tricks with you, and all the Chow do too. Also, I did not know this going into it, but Sonic's board gets turned into a surfboard. Like, look at that! Oh my god, her expression changes. This is perfect framing right here, dude. Sonic aura farming out the wazoo, and Cream just having a good time out in the sun on the San Francisco streets. You can see, like, the little fin on the bottom of Sonic's surfboard. You got the little star wing emblem that you see all throughout the franchise's level assets, and then on the actual front part of the board, you see Sonic's name, because that man is a narcissist. Everybody in this world is a narcissist, apparently. I don't think Cream has very many different trick animations like Sonic does, but you can't deny that it's awesome to see another character side by side also partaking in the thrill of these extremely dangerous adventures. Oh, dude, he just looks so good when he's spinning around with a whole gang of Chow around him at the same time. And I gotta say, this is some of the cleanest play I've ever done in this mission. This route isn't necessarily hard to get to, but you do need to be fairly precise, and I think I did that without making it look ugly. Periodically here, I'm also using up the ring gimmick from all the Chow, because every time you use a ring, they have a special animation. Okay, also, bouncing off of the subway train, oh my god, and then sliding off of the rail, oh, just like SA2, dude, that is my favorite thing to do. Sliding off the rail going upwards, the momentum in this run was so perfect, bro, and how fitting is it to see Sonic hitting the adventure pose with Cream in tow, just like in the director's cut version of Sonic Adventure where she could be spotted. Boost movement may not always make a lot of sense, but this part right here was perfectly made to drift and have your little micro movements to get past that section. People always think they gotta boost while they're drifting, but sometimes you gotta take it slow, man. You gotta let physics do its thing. And right here, I used my final ring, which triggered Cream's ring animation where she twirls through the air. And moving on, we got Rouge the Bat, who you know would be stealing thousands of dollars worth of alcoholic drinks at a pool bar. Here she is shit-talking Fang for no reason, because she is just that bitch. And she's got these obnoxious heart sunglasses, you love to see it. She's rocking the skirt. She's got these beautiful golden high heels with some red to complement it. I feel like her two-piece combo here really fits well with her wings out in the back, because swimsuits usually, you know, don't cover a lot of skin, and she needs the extra room for her wings to pop out. It's fun.
That piece of junk robot is no match for my charms.
I really particularly enjoy the scenery in this level, not just because the skybox is sex, but also because Rouge just fits the vibe of Nighttime Seaside Hill like she's on a tropical island on a very expensive vacation. Look at her with her little wink. And I love how the gradient looks at nighttime in her sunglasses. The tint is so beautiful. I used to hate the platforming sections in these kinds of missions because I'm like, man, Sonic's controlling like a car. He's not built for this. By the way, she has 2 Melvs in this mission. I don't know why. But I have come to learn that with my greater understanding of this moveset after playing so many hours that, like, this feels like butter, honestly. Like, yeah, he could control a bit tighter like he does in Sonic Frontiers, but when you know what you're doing, running around and jumping through these platforms feels very rewarding once you know what is too aggressive of a boost that will kill you and what is just right, you know? Like, when you affect a group of these enemies, you can just boost through them instead of homing attack chaining them, and it gets rid of them faster. Dude, the lighting in that tunnel with all the fire around it, like, that is just perfectly made for Rouge's outfit. It reminds me of, like, tiki aesthetics. Also, people really complain about her gimmick in this level, but, like, she's broken. She can literally go through the walls, dude. Just walk on, you know? See, like, here's another example of what I'm saying. You can just boost through a group of these instead of taking your time and eventually letting them snap out of it. Like, look at that, like, the torch flame glowing off of her beautifully tanned skin. She's airborne. You can probably feel the breeze of the night and everything. Like, she is dressed for the occasion, and goddamn, I wish I was not wearing a black shirt right now. Going back to Rouge, she has another thing to say. My fee for helping here will be a 1 year's worth of rings, thank you. I did not edit that one is vanilla, I chose to keep it. Going over to Shadow, we have the man of the hour, the biggest grumpus that I don't know why he would want to wear more clothes, he's got black fur. Look at these blobby feet. I believe this is also technically an official Sega design because it is from the Roblox game, but what a weird pattern on him there, dude. Not really knocking it, I'm just like, didn't expect it to be like that. I also love the detail that on his Hawaiian shirt he has flowers, but he also has the Black Arms logo. He's got his little sunglasses that he will never use. And he's got a variety of poses with his in-between frames and his animations. Look at his little chest fur popping out of the open Hawaiian shirt. I like that the cuffs of his shoes and his gloves are even differently patterned than on his regular wear. And of course we got an aura farm with the boss fight itself. These boys are dressed for the conditions of space. I think it's hilarious that these outfits are completely supported in the cutscenes. And here's a close-up shot of them both running at their top speeds, Shadow's hitting the Shadow Generations boosting pose with his open shirt blowing in the wind, desperately trying to leave his body. Their silhouettes from a distance look even better with the extra clothing, I think, when they're running side by side in this game. I really do appreciate the shape of Sonic's shoes on this model. One of my favorite things to do is to homing attack Shadow like he's a regular Egg Robo enemy. It's disrespectful and it looks really funny up close. I also love that Shadow can bonk into you and make Sonic tumble. Of course I had to let Shadow get the ability so we could see what he looks like, trying to act hard as f in his Hawaiian getup. I think his animations are so damn cool here, and if you don't let him attack you at least once, you are heavily missing out on probably the most fun part of their boss fight. Oh, this is a really good place for us to freeze. All of this is by chance, by the way. I have to get really lucky to freeze them in a really cool position, so that was the perfect way to see all of them in detail without their auras covering them up too heavily. I really love that they can bump into each other like cars on a NASCAR racetrack. It just goes to show like how powerful they are while running at top speed. Of course, we got the Sonic power-up. I love how visible his bracelet is, too. Here's Shadow in his initial boost startup animation, looking raw as hell, but unfortunately you are not fast enough to dodge 16 boulders to the head. You will yield, give me your lunch money, nerd, thank you very much, I'm gonna go buy strawberry ice cream. Oh my god, I just realized why Shadow looks so funny in this outfit. There is a really old Archie Sonic meme where they constantly dress Shadow as a surfer dude and rewrite all of his dialogue to sound like a surfer dude. And here is Sonic with his victory animation. I didn't get to show this in the side missions because he doesn't do this in side missions, but I think this is even more fitting with the sunglasses and the Hawaiian shirt. Now that we're back in the hub, let's scare Shadow because he's actually a little baby, and he has an animation for this. Somehow he got taken off guard by that, and I think he looks really cute in that pose, actually. Sadly, Espio doesn't get a summer outfit despite being at Seaside Hill, but Blaze over here, on the other hand, has my absolute favorite summer outfit. I actually went out of my way to buy a special cover of the IDW Sonic Annual 2022 just so I could have Yui Karasuno's beautiful Sonic Channel artwork of her in this alternate costume. I am a sucker for the combination of white and blue. It's gotta be my favorite color combination ever, and it's on like a top 2 favorite character of mine here. I love it so much. I even have custom dialogue that fits this. I'm so used to the breeze of the ocean, yet I remain unaffected by this climate. The air quality, on the other hand, in regards to Crisis City. I love how silly some of these dialogue animations are, like when she just points directly up at you. Halt. They look goofy as hell next to each other. That's the one really charming thing about the Roblox designs that I can always get behind. They're always very vibrant and colorful. Now, I said Cream's mission was my favorite, but I lied a little bit. I actually think Blaze's mission is my favorite. She aura farms with every pose she has. You actually get to see her properly utilizing pyrokinesis as an ability she's mastered. She's mastered it so hard that she can use it to defeat Iblis and also take out completely unaffiliated flame walls that she didn't even make. And look at her twirling around in the air like the acrobat that she is, even in this sundress. And every single time you use her, she just floats in the air and aura farms like she's Shadow the Hedgehog or something. It's so fun watching her twirl around with this giant sun hat that's like kind of too big for her head. I don't know, there's just something really cool about seeing a level in a mainline game that focuses on the fact that Blaze can control fire, instead of it kind of just being a side note about her, just a fun little fact in regards to why she can run so fast. I also think there's something really comical about this really happy-go-lucky music that's like, you're spending time with your friends and having fun, playing in the middle of Crisis City. Like, when I wrote my custom dialogue for her, I really tried to hammer in the fact that the pollution here would be crazy. Like, look at her, dude. She's flame tornadoing into this wall of fire to take it out. She is such a real one, dude. There's something really addicting, too, about, like, holding forward as fast as you can and trusting that Blaze will douse that flame before you run directly into it. Efficiently platforming in these levels is rewarding. And of course, we did Shadow's fight. We gotta check in on the other hedgehog of the trio, Silver, my boy. The thing that I kind of appreciate about him is these stupid rainbow sunglasses, because, like, dude has this whole, like, neon look going. He's got the glowing futuristic lights, but dude would totally buy a bunch of cheap RGB rainbow lights to put in his bedroom and think it's the coolest thing ever, unironically. I also really adore the dark turquoise kind of, like, gradient on his Hawaiian shirt. He's also got some really cool and slept-on idle animations here, dude, like him fixing his glove. Say what you want about modern Silver, but, like, this dude has some of the rawest, most aura-farmy animations. He's got such a good variety of them here, too. Like him, like, always on guard, always on alert, because, man, that distant future definitely scarred him. And right here, I made a reference to Mephiles in Shadow's white space. Of course, all that custom dialogue will have its own video eventually once it's ready, but I like to drop some breadcrumbs for y'all. Of course, once again, this cutscene is in fact supported. It looks a little bit weird being at the lower frame rate, but god damn, I love the little twists and slides that Sonic does here. I love that in this fight, you can easily infer that Sonic and Silver have such high reaction times for each other. Like, Silver's got some really precise control over his hand movements, I betcha. Like, in another universe, this guy could totally be a surgeon. Whereas Sonic is very quick on his feet, quite literally. It's like the world's most precise projectile thrower versus the world's most precise dodger. And I said it in my Shadow Generations playthrough, but my favorite types of boss fights are always the ones where you fight somebody that's your own size. I think it's really entertaining for a Sonic character to fight another Sonic character instead of just another giant robot. I love that in this fight in particular, Sonic is allowed to homing attack Silver's body directly. Every little pose he has looks like it came out of an official render. I don't know why they cooked so hard with Silver just to use him for absolutely nothing in this story, but this boss fight is honestly always a sleeper hit every time I do a playthrough of this game. But it's weird that he can teleport. He can't do that. You don't have access to Chaos Control willy-nilly, bro. Psychokinesis doesn't allow you to do that. That's always been a weird aspect. I do like how many new moves that this boss fight gave him as well, like the Psychokinesis blade attacks. I just really like how everything he does is completely color-coded. I also love that Sonic can just bounce off of so much rubble. Like, one of my favorite things in Sonic Unleashed is breaking chairs and stuff by running through them, so it's just fun that you can do that to, like, cars and billboards and everything. Just the way that Sonic and Silver can tumble through this is just so goofy. Absolute cartoon characters, and not in the Sonic the Hedgehog cool way, more like in the Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, idiot kind of way. I love it. The duality between these characters is hilarious. And you know what else is hilarious? How weirdly buggy the end part of this fight gets. So usually you're supposed to run to him as close as you can to homing attack him, then he gets crushed by this, but it didn't work, and then there was an invisible wall for some reason, and then I died! Anyway, neither Vector or Charmy get the privilege of Summerwear, probably because they're poor. But all in all, like every other costume mod in the game, I think this is a very endearing way to play, because this is a game that focuses on more than just Sonic. Sure, you do get to play as the other characters and Frontiers, but in this game you get to see them a lot more. It feels like you constantly have people cheering you on and fighting with you. And I bet that this mod goes particularly hard in any kind of level mod that uses the NPCs freely in their hub world. I think it would be really cool if future custom levels also incorporated the usage of NPCs so that costume mods like this can get more use. As always, the link to this mod will be down below. Go give the creator some love on Game Banana. And if you like what you saw here today, consider checking out the rest of my channel. I like to cover platforming content, both fan-made and official, but my main focus is always trying to really break down what makes me so joyful about video games to begin with. So I hope you liked my commentary, and I hope you don't wear black shirts during summer.